What's up, YouTube? Welcome to More Trades. Another day of trading. Nice times, nice times. I hope you're all in profits and learning how to do your own TA, and that will help you make more money. Just don't follow blindly any YouTuber. Just learn to do it on your own. So I'm going to show you something today. For today, in about couple of minutes, actually it has happened already. The core retail sales report is out. They were anticipating, the forecast was for 0.7. It came less than forecasted, which is not that good for currency, so that means it's good for the markets. Next, if we go to the retail sales, let's take a look at the retail sales. The forecast was for 0.1, it came less, minus 0.3%, and that is bad for currency. So some things are good, some things are bad. Let's look at how the DXY reacted to that. The dollar index. The dollar index essentially is the dollar compared to a basket of currencies. It's 40% made of, I believe 40% made of the euro. So that's a strong relationship between the dollar and the euro. And we peaked yesterday. We hit the target that I had for a while, as you can see over here. It was just a target of this bull flag. I took the length of the pole and I placed it above the breakout point, or above the flag, and we got that. When I placed it, we still didn't have this move down, so it was way before. We had the move down, and actually we continue to that point, and now we're having a pullback. A pullback is only normal for such a long stretch that the DXY has had for many years. It's just ripping up. I believe we'll get higher. I'm bullish on it, and I believe the markets have lower. But for the time being, the DXY is trading below the 50 EMA, which is bearish. This is on the hourly. If you look at the 15-minute to realize where the moves start, I like to look at the 15 minutes. We're still below the 50 EMA, and the MACD would be bearish crossing over. So we need to hold this area at least. We have a gap here. It might come down to fill this, but I believe 108.027 is critical. If we look at the daily, the DXY yesterday closed green, I believe. We closed green, but today we're taking over all those regains. We might have a bearish engulfing, but the markets, the New York market still didn't open. So let's see what happens when that happens. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the godfather of all coins. Bitcoin, yeah, today had a good run. And frankly speaking, let me get rid of these indicators. Ever since we hit that fib time I had on Bitcoin, we've been ripping up. I gave you that fib time. I was expecting we could move further down, but we had a down move, then we had a move up. It coincided with the CPI on the 13th. So this is Bitcoin. I have a chart here. Here's a chart that shows the fib time. You can see we had the Fibonacci time over here on the 13th. And I draw this trigger line. We had a move down, we had a move up, we had a move down, and we had a nice move down. I mean, you can't predict with Fibonacci time where we're going to head. You need to look at the overall picture. You need to look at the DXY, the world economic situation, the Fed interest rates, the war in Ukraine, the pandemic. You need to look at everything. So you can't really figure out, are we going up or down? You need to take probabilities. What is the highest probability of this playing out? And then you chance a long or a short. What do you feel? What do you see in your chart? So yeah, basically that's it. So Bitcoin at the moment is ripping up. And if we continue higher, I see us for Bitcoin. If we go on the hourly chart, at the moment, we're here at this order block. If we're able to go higher, which looks like we might be, we have this zone over here, 21,400. Let's go in my chart and see for Confluence. Do I have anything at 21,400? At the moment, in this chart, my next level of support and resistance, I'll mark them for you. On this specific chart, this is on the hourly. If we pump straight up now, obviously if it takes longer, it will get lower. The target could come down at 22760, but at the moment it's at 22979. And if we dump at this moment, it goes down to 17964. Of course, we have levels in between. I don't believe we'll just go straight down. We have this level over here. This is a green trend line. I'll show you where it comes from. We have this 19700 significant level, and we have this other green trend line. Now let me mark them in green. Yeah, let's mark them. Let's change them in green for support and red for resistance. This is red, so you can see your level clearly. Put them in your chart and decide what you want to do with them. At the moment, level is not that high. As we're moving up, you can see that's called level divergence. Price action going higher and volume going lower. That's like kind of like bearish divergence. So you need to be careful of that. These are my levels for now, but I have levels right before that. So on this chart, these are my levels. On this other chart, you can see we had this Fibonacci channel, which was resistance. At this point, we got a nice move down. We had a slight reaction over here, but we broke above. So this resistance of Fibonacci channel changed into support, and I'm looking at this coming levels for a reaction. What's the reaction over here? I told you 21,200. We had an order block, and there we go. That comes right around there, same level. So I have a confluence of 21,379. I know I have an order block over there. That means there was some consolidation. And I know that if I go down, if I continue higher, I know that I might have a reaction at there. So now, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be staying put and waiting for price to come to me. Don't FOMO. Wait for the market to come to you. Wait for the market to show you what it wants to do. Don't just go into a trade right now. Just stay like an alligator or a crocodile with their mouth open, just waiting for a prey, just sitting there. That's how you should be. Don't rush. The market will come to you. You'll always get another trade. Always. Don't worry. So at the moment, we're waiting for Bitcoin, for me, either to hit 21,379. If that doesn't hold, then 21,500. If that doesn't hold, 22,979 that we've been waiting for a long time. So I was telling you, I'll show you what trend line is this green trend line. Now it's at the target's 19,950. It comes down when Bitcoin started moving down from here. Let's go on the 4-hourly. Okay, this green trend line over here. It started from this. This is the, you could say this is the trend line that formed the top of our triangle. We had a triangle which we broke out, came back, tested a bit and broke under, and now we're above again. So this shows that the trend was down, the trend went up, we went down, and now the trend is showing you that we're back up again. So be aware of that. This other green trend line over here, I could get rid of. It's not significant. I was expecting a smaller triangle forming over here, and I believe we had hidden bearish divergence, but we ripped above it. So I'll just get rid of it as long as, but it's an zone of interest because we had wicks over here. So that shows there was some liquidity there. Nevertheless, now I gave you those levels, and you need to be aware of your EMAs on the hourly. Your 800 EMA is descending. Let me reduce the colors over here. Your 800 EMA is descending, and that will be a problem for Bitcoin. The 200 EMA was a problem. Now we solved it. We're above it. The 50 is approaching the 200. The 50 crosses the 200, is further confirming that our move is to the upside. This is on the 1 hour chart. And our 800 EMA lies at 21,900. That is before the other level that I showed you. Before this level of 22,900, we'll have resistance at the moment, 21,881, I believe. Let's see. 21,929. So be aware of that. Just note these levels down. This at the moment should be green. It's support. And just stay put. You have nothing to do. You might find some resistance over here at the 21.5, 21,130. But my idea is to stay put. New York will open, and if New York opens down, I will tell you what should you expect. You will expect New York, if it opens and price is right over here. We moved up today. New York will like to do this. It might spike down, spike up, spike down, continue up. That's a probable move from New York. But initially, it will be treacherous when we have the New York markets open. It's the same every day, and it happens. Here, you see New York over here? What did we have when we start? This is New York. This is the beginning. We went up. We kind of spiked down. We spiked up and went down and continued up. Actually, New York started over here. What did we do? We moved up aggressively. But if you look at the smaller time frames, you'll see that there was some spiky behavior. So here was New York. You see? We had this spike up, spike down, and then spike up, and then continue down. So that's what I'm looking at. On the 15-minute chart, the EMAs are pointing up. This candle, if it closes like this is a weak green candle that shows, it's called a evening star. And let's look at Bitcoin. Our next fib time, I promised I'll give you that, is coming on the 22nd of July. I would have my trigger line somewhere around here, the day before, the night before. But yeah, 22nd July, we'll have a fib time. And let's see if we have any news on that day. Because usually I notice a lot of times my fib time coincides with news, CPI, FOMC. So I would like what's happening on 22nd of July. 22nd of July. 22nd of July, we have nothing significant. We have the PMI. They basically rate the business conditions. They ask 400 business managers, purchasing managers to rate, and they give a number. That also shows how much consumers are spending and all that. Now, I didn't show you this chart. This is what? This is the Bitcoin. This is on the hourly. Not sure what the screen trend line is. Get rid of that. Okay, on the hourly, this is the same green trend line I showed you on the other chart. We are in this ascending channel since the excuse me, 19th of June. Actually, from here, we got in the channel on the 16th of June, respected one touch down, touch up, down. We tried to go up, we failed. We bottomed here, and now we may be going up. We might find resistance at the bottom of the channel, which lies at the moment at 21,700. So you see some levels are in confluence with several charts charted different way. This chart, I don't know if I've shared this. Let me switch off the EMA so we get a clear view. Yeah, I've shared this chart. Why do I have it opened again? What I like to look at the moment, It seems we're having a bearish engulfing candle on the daily on the dollar. That is good for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is above support. Bitcoin is above my Fibonacci channel over here, which lies at, say, at 20,700, around 20,700. So we're above support, coming into potential resistance. EMAs are pointing up, looking bullish for the day. Bitcoin on the daily. How does our candle look on the daily? Look at that. We had third day in a row of a bullish candle. We hadn't had that for a long time, if you look here. I expected a red July. I said we're going to have a red July, so let's see how it plays out. Let's look at our weekly. Now I'll get rid of these levels. I'll give you additional levels. This is the Bitstamp chart. I like using it when I want to chart. You get more information here. You have Bitcoin that goes back to 2012. On the Bitstamp chart, I'll give you some levels. We have daily support over here at 20,850. We have daily resistance at 21,046. I mean weekly support and weekly resistance. And on the daily, we have daily support at 20,576, and we have our next resistance, see, we're on the weekly, is way up here, 21,587. So if you look at these levels highlighted over here, and you try to have confluence in the chart, this level over here, and then you go to smaller time frames, say the 15-minute, and you see the yellow lines, this yellow line over here, this one. So I'll go back and say I delete, I'll remove my fib channels, 1, 2, and I'll remove my indicator for clarity so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, we have a level over here of resistance. We have another level of resistance, support, and support. So if price comes to 21,046, that was our weekly, I believe, which is going to be strong, 21,046. Yep, that is our weekly resistance over here. 21,032 to be more like it. And if we go on our daily resistance was over here. Our next daily resistance is at 21,587. So 21,000 and 32 is a very important level at the moment. Yeah, it will be significant. It's a weekly resistance level. Let's look at Ethereum for a second. Ethereum has been trading nice, going up. I had a short entry, obviously got stopped out. We're having a reaction over here. Ethereum, our EMAs are pointing upwards. Our MACD, let's check out our MACD and our Ichimoku cloud. MACD, set our MACD and Ichi cloud. So our MACD, even on the 15 minutes, we're still having a bullish crossover. And our cloud over here, I like to look at it on the 4 hour. It's more significant. We pierced above the support cloud and we're gaining support. But we have a very thin cloud here on the 17th. And our support isn't as thick. You can take a look over here when we had resistance. Look how thick that was. But trading Ethereum can be made even simple. Ethereum has sort of been trading in a parallel channel. I'll show you that. We have the low over here with this low over here and this high over here. You need 3 points. So very good. I'm looking at this. If Ethereum can get up to 1278 or 1275.8, I will be thinking of a short. And today is Thursday, I believe. Today's Friday. Tomorrow will be Saturday. It's a weekend. I don't advise trading the weekends. They're very treacherous. You'll give away all your profits that you made throughout the week. That's just my word of advice. Another thing, guys, if you like these videos, please like, share, subscribe, and put comments, because it helps my videos get out there and it motivates me to do more videos. And if you like anything specific that you want me to do, if you want me to put a tutorial on how do I chart my Fibonacci channels, Fibonacci time, just let me know in the comments. If I get enough people that want it, I might make a video for that. So Ethereum at the moment, these are my two targets, not so far away. But you see, when you see consolidation like here, that is going to be some kind of resistance. So if I remove all indicators, let's see on the 1 hour chart, how is the MACD? The MACD on the 1 hour, it's a bearish cross, but the move develops on lower time frame. So let's see the 15 minute. 15 minute, it's a bullish cross. Let's look at the 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute is still pointing down. 3 minute, that's how I go. 3 minutes still didn't cross over. So still, even on the 3 minute, we didn't have a bearish crossover. That means the move is still bullish. If I get a bearish crossover on the 3 minute, then I'll try and see on the 5 minute, where do we stand? When I see in the 5 minute, I go to the 15, then I'll be waiting for the 1 hour. Then I decide, okay, that's a strong sign of weakness. Like over here on the 15, we got a sign of weakness, but we didn't get much of a pullback, a small pullback. We had a sign of weakness and then a small pullback. I would look at the EMAs also crossing down. Now, I said I want to look at the weekly and the daily. I'll give you levels of Ethereum. Let's go on the daily. On the daily, Ethereum, we have our next daily resistance would be right over here. Oops, I need the ray, horizontal ray. And I'm looking at this red candle. This was the next resistance level that we had, a strong resistance on the daily. So it's 1236, and you can see we're just right there. And our daily support lies at around 1193. So even if I say I'm going to go short from 1236, I know 1193 might be a bounce, take profit over there. That's on the daily. Daily resistance, I'll mark it out in red. And I'll leave the support in yellow. Daily resistance. And if I go on the weekly, let's see the weekly. Our next weekly resistance is way up. See, we don't have weekly resistance. Our weekly resistance would be here at this candle. Somewhere here around the 1431, very far away. That's our weekly resistance. But it looks like if this continues, I guess we might have a green week next week. On the daily, our support lies, on the weekly, our support is at 1166. So those are your levels to watch out for Ethereum. I think that I would like to look at one more indicator that gives me an indication what to expect. Okay, so we can look at it now. I'll remove the MACDs. Actually, I'll bring back the MACD. I want to see where do we stand in the MACD on the daily. That's like a longer macro view. We're still pushing up. So we had a bullish crossover somewhere here and we're continuing. So it's good for Ethereum. MACD for Bitcoin. If I have it here, let me put MACD. Bitcoin, same thing, strong bullish momentum on the daily. This is the 4 hourly, sorry. Let's look at the daily. Yep, we're continuing up. Ethereum, same thing. DXY, today isn't a good day. We have a bearish engulfing candle. So that's good for the markets, the traditional markets. If I look at the US 30, we're having a bullish day. Look at that compared to yesterday. That's Dow Jones. We're up $374 points. Nasdaq up 1,115. The SPY and SPX are waiting for the futures market to open. They're still not open. Now I'll go to Ethereum. I want to look at it with Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands tells you volatility, compression. We're quite compressed on the hourly. You see, when we get very compressed, it's like a spring about to explode. So look over here. If you want to have a visual indicator, you can measure out the compression. Say, okay, we had about 1.91 compression. I use it in that way. And at the moment, we're very far stretched to the upside. So I would expect a retrace at least to the lower or mid of the Bollinger Band. Here we're still at 4. So I like to use the Bollinger Bands, but I really like using RSVVB. Sorry, not the RSI. RSVVB. Now, RSVVB, look how it gives you an indication. It's more or less like the Bollinger Bands. I use it along with the ATR. So when my ATR gets below 180 on the hourly, so this is Ethereum. I'm talking about Bitcoin. Let's see. Let's take a Bitcoin chart and put it here. My ATR is at 230, so that's high. So I don't expect a very explosive move, but nevertheless, we've had that before. ATR was high, but when ATR goes below 150, 180, 150 and starts reducing, you can back test it and look at previous times when it was at this level. How much was the move? Was it a good move? Wasn't it a good move? So yeah, at the moment, and our RSVB on the hourly is extended. Now back to the Bollinger Band. Let's look at the Bollinger Band. Bollinger Band can give you a good short or long entry. We're piercing up. And usually when it pierces up, we could get a slight pullback. But if we have a strong uptrend, we may continue. Okay, that's it for today. That's my update. If you like the video, smash the likes, share the videos, comment, subscribe. I post daily videos, I post shorts, and sometimes short videos, and I may go live. Thanks for watching. More trades, I'm out.